because I was like, nah, OMG.
Needless to say, I was very, very excited about this palette. Hey guys and dolls, welcome back. Today I have a jam-packed video for you talking all about the new Gwen Stefani for Urban Decay palette. I am so excited about this. Okay, so something you guys may or may not know about me, when I get like super excited about something, I'm almost like comatose. I'm almost like, see, I'm kidding, like, many times I've been like driving in the car with Mikey and he's like, aren't you excited about da-da-da? Like, why aren't you like bouncing up and down? It's like, you don't understand. I can't even handle it right now. A few weeks ago when a very lovely subscriber sent me a message on my Snapchat. By the way, I'm on Snapchat. Go ahead and follow me because I actually respond to you guys a lot on there. I love talking to you guys. It's probably my favorite thing about Snapchat is interacting with you guys, but I digress. A lovely, actually quite a few people sent me messages to let me know about the Gwen Stefani with Urban Decay palette, and I lost my shit in the most comatose way possible. I was just like staring at my phone. Oh my god, is it real? You know, like on Snapchat, like you have to like pay to rewatch something. I actually bought like the rewatch option just so I could like look at this again because I was like, nuh-uh. Needless to say, I was very, very excited about this palette. This was sent to me by Urban Decay, so big emotionally charged hug to the PR people from Urban Decay for sending this to me because I was completely floored. I went to my UPS expecting one thing. Got this instead. It was a very, very good day. It will retail for $58 and it comes out on November 22nd, this Sunday. So get ready because I have a feeling this one's going to sell out pretty fast. So here is the box. I want to go ahead and carefully place my palette down because we all know I have a habit of dropping things. So here is the box. It has the outside rivet just like the palette itself has this cute little label with the little screws on there. I just think that's a nice touch. On the back it shows all of the eyeshadows. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of thinking about keeping the box. I have a small collection of makeup boxes and stuff, and I think that this is definitely one that's worth keeping. So with the PR set, they also sent me some, like some information like why eyeshadows are named certain things and just some little information about it. So with a lot of celebrity makeup, palettes and things like that, a lot of time you get the sense that they really didn't have a hand in making the, eyeshadow. They just sort of slapped their name on it. And I definitely get the sense with this one that Gwen was definitely, entrenched in the making of these things, the way that they're named so much after things that were important to her, and also the colors. Let's go ahead and talk about the color selection, because I know some people are sort of disinterested in this. Even my own best friend is like, meh, I'll pass. For me, this palette is incredible. I think it's definitely suited to somebody who has a complexion and coloring that is similar to Gwen's. I think she definitely created this palette to suit herself, and I kind of like it even more for that. Even if it didn't suit me personally, I think I would just like the fact that she genuinely picked things that she liked, and she didn't just try to pander to everyone. With that being said, I am pale and I have a similar complexion to her, so I'm freaking excited about this. So here is the palette itself. One thing I really, really love about this is the attention to detail. First of all, it is heavy. It is genuinely freaking heavy, which is probably one of my favorite things because it gives it this beautiful weight to it. It doesn't feel like this junky piece of like, like something that was thrown together. There was definitely thought put into this. This little label here that says Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani is a metal piece. It's cold to the touch, so that's a very, very nice touch that this is actually metal. And then there is a plastic overlay, and then on top of that there is a textured black on white polka dot grid. Very, very graphic. This is so in line with Gwen Stefani's aesthetic. I mean, if Lamb had come out with a makeup palette, this is exactly what it would look like. Of course, it's gold all around. The gold does hold fingerprints to an extent, but I am totally willing to wipe them down. And it's not terribly noticeable. I'm just like kind of anal about that kind of stuff. So anyway, opening it up. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so if you are not a fan of the light champagne-y pink type colors, you might not like that. If you're into them, you're about to get really excited because this palette is full of them. Before we even dive into this eyeshadow goodness and start swatching these bad boys, I just have to have a moment and discuss the magic in the makeup right here. It's written on the mirror. Oh my god. First of all, that song has been one of my all-time favorites since I was a teenager. I remember having the Return of Saturn CD. Yes, because I'm that old. I had a Walkman that I would take to school with me, and I would like listen to it over and over and over. And Bathwater too. And there's an eyeshadow called Bathwater. Oh my god, it's so good. Okay, so I feel like we should swatch some eyeshadows now, because I feel like you guys are going to get antsy if I don't start it right away. So I'm going to do this 3 at a time, the Tara Baby Z way, because I've been watching her videos lately and I was like, oh my god, I love the way she swatches. So the first one that I'm going to pick up is Blonde, and then Baby, and then Pop. So first we have Blonde, Baby, and then Pop. We'll have a demo actually of all the eyeshadow and all the makeup that I did at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that if you want to see them in action. So next I'm going to take Bathwater, Anaheim, and Harajuku. Bathwater, Anaheim, it's all patchy, and Harajuku. I'm going to go ahead and do another dip into Anaheim just to get a better idea of the color. And I'm also going to do one in Harajuku because that one came out a little bit patchy. Okay. Harajuku for me is, again, probably that and Pop are probably the only colors in the whole palette where I'm kind of like, It's very like stiff and kind of dry and flaky. The color's beautiful and it does, you know, you can get it to go on the eyes and everything. It just, I feel like it should have been more pigmented, especially since most of the colors in here are neutral. And if you're going to throw that poppy, you know, fun color in, make it have some color impact. Next, we're doing Skimp, Stark, and Danger. So we have Skimp. Oh my gosh, so pigmented. It's kind of obnoxious. Then we have Stark, which is also pretty pigmented, and Danger, which is like really, really pigmented. Okay, so now we have Steady after the song Rock Steady. What the heck? Then we have Zone after Danger Zone. Very pigmented, really, really great matte. And then we have 1987 after the year that No Doubt was formed. I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze that along because it's kind of got like bunched up in the one little bit there. Anyway, then for the final row, we have a whole bunch of mattes. We're starting out with Punk, which is a deep, deep burgundy. So this is supposedly named after the genre that she got started on. I thought they were more ska than punk, but whatever. Sirius is a beautiful gray that has really, really great pigmentation and texture. This one has micro shimmer in it, but it's basically a matte once you use it. And then Blackout, oh no, that was me reusing Punk again. Now we have Urban Decay Blackout, super black, super matte. In fact, this one, I could keep it going, really, really pigmented, super, super black. Oh my gosh, that alone would make such a beautiful smoky eye. Oh, I kind of wish that I'd put that on today. Yeah. So based on those swatches, you can see that the colors in this palette are incredibly pigmented. Even though they're on the lighter side, they're definitely not like wimpy pastels. They're definitely lighter colors that have some color impact. All the colors in this palette are new with the exception of Blackout, Skimp, and Stark, which have been in previous palettes and are part of the permanent range. And I would say that with the exception of Pop and Harajuku, every single color in this is so incredibly pigmented. And even these are definitely workable, but they're just not as intense as we'd like for them to be, especially with the Urban Decay name attached. With that said, I used Harajuku Girl in my makeup application today, and Pop isn't terrible. I just, 1 out of 15 I'm not in love with. That's not too bad. So that is my overview and review of this palette. I think it's fantastic. I love this palette. There's nothing negative I could say about this palette, really. The branding behind it being a Gwen Stefani palette makes it already kind of amazing to me. The colors in it are colors that I truly enjoy, and for me this is kind of, in terms of like the lighter colors, this is a lot of what I wanted the Naked 3 to be. Being that I am so fair, a lot of colors that for other people are like midtones are like dark on me. So for me, all these lighter colors, all these choices in the light category are really, really great for my paleness. And even though I did a super smoky eye for the demo today, I think I'm going to do another tutorial with these soon using some of these lighter colors to show you like a nice, like crisp, clean, like no makeup daytime type look. Let me know if you're interested, and then maybe for that one I will use a nice red lipstick or a nice bold lipstick of some kind. Well, this is bold too, but you know what I mean. So for today's demo, I was just kind of playing around. I didn't have any direction. I started out, maybe I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a little bit of danger in the outer corner, and then as I was putting it on, I was like, oh my god, it's so good. So I just kept blending it over and over and over. Let me know what you guys think of this sort of review and demo all in one video. I kind of like that concept, and again, I'm sort of borrowing from Tara Baby Z, or is it Tara Babies or Tara Baby Z? I adore her. She is just one of my favorite YouTubers, so if you haven't checked her out already, I'll have a link to her channel in the description bar down below, but I like her style of doing the review and demo in one. Let me know what you think, and enjoy the demo, and yeah, that's it, I guess. Getting me started with the demo, I am starting out with my brow highlight, because damn it, I like a brow highlight. I'm using the Urban Decay. I'm like, what am I using? I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Concealer. I love this stuff for the underbrow. It gives me a nice clean texture, and I really like it for highlighting that outer portion of the brow. Like, you'll notice I don't really apply too much in the inner corner. I just apply like a whole buttload of it in the outer area, just to really get me nice and highlighted, get me lifted, shifted, higher than the ceiling. Ooh-wee, it's a concealer feeling. Alright, I'm done, I promise. Here we have the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Concealer. Not concealer. I can't even think. It's a primer. You put it on your lids. It prevents creasing. It's super cool like that. I like to just apply it straight out of the tube because it has that little doe foot applicator. It makes it kind of easy. The Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. Woohoo! Alright, so I didn't have any like exact goal in mind. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I was like, oh, I'll just squeeze a little of this dark color in the outer corner there. And I was like, oh my god, it's so good. Like, it made me have like this visceral like need to put it everywhere. It was so gorgeous. Like, honestly, I would have been happy just putting this from like lashes to brow bone. It might not have looked super awesome, but it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I definitely can see myself like going into this palette just to grab this one color, because yes, I have beautiful, deep, shimmery indigo blues like this, but nothing quite like this exactly. Nothing this level of awesome. It's just intensely beautiful. You can see it has a beautiful shift to it. Just alone on the lid, it shifts between bright blue and a deep sapphire. It is fabulous. But, you know, that would make a really boring demo, and I did want to try as many of these eyeshadows as possible. So this next eyeshadow is Punk, and it is a deep burgundy brown is the best I could describe it. When I use this kind of color in my outer crease, I'm almost using it to like hug the other eyeshadow. It's sort of like creating a nice little, you know, a nice little barrier around it to sort of get it to transition into whatever I'm going to put beyond that. Because this is a blue eyeshadow and my overall coloring does tend to favor warmer type colors, but throwing a warmer color in the crease really helps to balance it all out. A lot of you have mentioned, you're like, how do you balance everything? That's really where it is I'm trying to find that balance within the colors. So here what you're seeing is I was applying that heavily with my 217, and it got to the point where I wanted to continue to blend it, but there was just too much product left on the 217, and picked up the bronze blending brush from Furless and picked that up without any product just to blend the eyeshadow itself. And it blends beautifully. It's such a great, oh gosh, Punk is a great eyeshadow. Speaking of great eyeshadows, here we have Stark. And Stark is a very light mid-tone transitional type color. I'm using this to sort of haze around where Punk is. We're just sort of like flirting that around the edge, kind of blurring it out, really enhancing that blend. And then next I'm taking Skimp, which is a beautiful highlight. And I'm going to place that just right where I placed that concentration of the concealer earlier. You see, I'm like, yes, how about we do? And so I'm placing that really in that, just under the arch, and then I flirted a little bit in the rest of the underbrow area. Just, you know, share the love a little bit, but not too much. It's a little bit on the, it's not shimmery so much, is that it's like a satin. You can tell I really like that color. Now here's where things don't always go perfect when you're doing a tutorial. I was like, oh, let me use 1987 and get like a nice little gold highlight going. And I was like, I'm not feeling this. No, just all kinds of no. So I went ahead and took a Q-tip, cleaned that up. You can always start over. It's just makeup. If you don't like what you did, take it off and do something else. Which is exactly what I did. I went ahead and picked up Harajuku, and this one, you can see, like, the pink is going on. It's just a really light pink, and this looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But it was just, like, a little too, like, baby pink. I'm not a really big fan of, like, the light pinks with the deep blues. A lot of people really like that look. I'm not one of them. So I went ahead and picked up, I think this is Steady, and I put that all over where I put the Harajuku just to warm it up, neutralize it a little bit. It never hurts to neutralize when you're doing a smoky eye. This is a trick that I don't believe I've ever shown before. You take one of these latex makeup sponges, no product on it, no makeup remover, and you just use it as sort of like a magic eraser for your eyeshadow. It does a really good job of removing fallout. If you have like a ton of intense fallout, you're going to want to, call in some makeup remover to get the job done. For my eyeliner today, I'm just doing a very whisper thin line. I don't want it to stand out very much. I'm not going to be doing false lashes with this look, so I just wanted to enhance my lash line itself and call it a day. In the interest of making this a full demo, I want to go ahead and show you guys what I do for my foundation application, which rhymes. I'm such a poet. Anyway, this is the Hourglass Veil Primer. You guys know I love this stuff. I don't really have to say anything else about it. Whenever I'm doing blue eyeshadow, I want a nice full coverage foundation to sort of, make sure that the blue tones of my own skin is poking through. So today I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, which is great. A really great full coverage foundation. I feel like there's a lot of love, hate, push, pull with it. But if you love it, you love it. And if you hate it, you really hate it. So I can't convince anyone otherwise. For me, it's a good full coverage foundation. Kind of my go-to. And I like the smell. It has a very distinct smell. Does anyone like the smell? Am I a weirdo? Cheese stands alone? Whatever. And then for my concealer today, I'm using my Makeup Forever Full Cover. I've just been really into this concealer lately. I don't know why. I have concealer phases. Like the moon phases, only, for makeup. So put that on, and then I highlight with my MAC Prep and Prime Radiant Rose highlighting pen. This stuff is amazing. I can't believe I seriously let this sit in my drawer for as long as I did. It was new when I pulled it out, to be clear. It didn't pull out some gross used makeup and start using it. This is something that was still brand new but yet unused in my drawer for several years, and I'm very happy. For my powder today, I was just let's rush this and just try to look as maximally full coverage as possible. So the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural is always good for that. And I think it's a good buddy to the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, which is super full coverage. Just as extra full coverage on top of that. I was just feeling like a full coverage mood. You know how it is? You're just slap it on there, paint the cake. All right. So then I was okay, but that's a lot of powder though. So I took the Furless brush in CB4. Both of the foundation brushes I use today are from Furless. I came out with this new line of brushes that literally feels like heaven. They are cruelty-free. Amazing brushes. Speaking of amazing brushes, this is the Wayne Goss 00, formerly known as the Holiday Brush. I have two of the black ones that I myself purchased, and now I have this white one. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. I'm getting flustered. I'm so excited about it. For contour today, I'm using the Taupe blush from NYX. Whenever I have my hair up, I try to use a very, very natural contour and not try to overdo it, because otherwise it can look super obvious and fakey. So try to make sure that blends well and that you're using a tone that works well for your skin. So for blush today, I'm using this new beach tint from Becca, and this one is called, I think it's Fig and Opal. I'm not entirely sure. I will have everything listed in the description bar down below. I'm in love with this. So this was actually the very first time I used it on my face, and I was like, holy cats, this is amazing. So I just kind of went ham. I just was like, oh, I'm going to apply a little more. I'm going to apply a little more. I'm going to apply a little more. I thought it would be really, really shimmery because it looks so shimmery in the pot, but it looked nice and satin textured on my skin, almost even a little bit on the matte side. I'm super impressed with this. I want more colors. They're so beautiful. I just was so happy with this application. And then words are good. I'm just going to leave that flub in because it was just expertly terrible. Urban Decay Brow Gel. Warm brown, I think, is the color. All right, so for my gel liner today, I believe this is Fast Lane or Workout. I'm not entirely sure, but this is from ColourPop. Their gel liners are really blowing my freaking mind. I do have them all. I should probably do a video for them soon because they are fabulous. But that's really all I'm going to say in that video. Is oh my god, they're so good. I'm applying that to my lower lash line and blending that out with a Q-tip to make it nice and smudgy. I like the green contrast with the warm red in the crease. And then on my inner corner there, I'm taking blonde, so beautiful, so lovely. And I'm just squeezing that on the inner corner to make me have a little more of an open eye effect. And then before I was totally done with the eyeshadow, I went ahead and picked up that Furless bronze blending brush again. And just kind of make sure everything's nice and cohesive. I noticed that it wasn't like a so totally perfect blend, so I was like, all right, bring that brush back, sweeps it around, do a little dabby dab side to side, let's figure it out. Sometimes that's all you really need to do. And then for my inner rim today, I am using some NARS eyeliner. I honestly don't know what it's called, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's one that came with the holiday or like birthday gift from Sephora. I like it. It's not terrible. It's not terribly exciting either. So that's kind of my review of that in a nutshell. I'm using this on both my top and bottom waterline. One thing I will say is actually it doesn't transfer onto my contacts. So maybe I like it better than I think that I do. Maybe I just don't like the price point. And then I'm curling my eyelashes. I'm using my little half lash curler today to kind of get a little extra curl in the outer corner and a little less curl on the inner corner. For mascara, I'm using Touch in Sol Stretch X. This is the new mascara I am trying out. I really like it so far. I'm really impressed with how it makes my lashes look. The brush itself feels spiky when I'm using it though, so it's like kind of an uncomfortable application, but then it looks awesome. And then for lips today, I'm using yet another liquid lipstick. I know I have a problem, but they're so good. So this is from ColourPop. This is the shade Teeny Tiny. I love the name. Oh, it's adorable. And it's a beautiful taupey mauve. Now, I know there's a million taupey mauves out there. So if you have a dupe for this, don't run out and buy this color because they're more or less pretty similar. This one in particular, I really, really love the shade of. It's a little more brown than I would normally go with the lipstick, but it's strangely flattering. I really like the tones of it. I posted a photo on Instagram the other day. The color wasn't really accurate in that one because I had a filter on it. This is super, super accurate to what this color looks like in person. Beyond beautiful. Now, the texture of the ColourPop liquid lipsticks is more drying and more matte and super liquid compared to, say, the Jeffree Star ones or the Kat Von D. But they don't get funky like a lot of the other less expensive color or liquid lipsticks. So I really like them. And I'm just using a little teeny tiny eyeliner brush to perfect the edge. So now that you've seen these eyeshadows in action, I'd love to know what you guys think in the description bar down below. Are you considering picking this palette up, or are you kind of on the fence and you're like, I love Gwen, but I don't know if I love these eyeshadows? Because I know a lot of people are not really loving the lightness. For me personally, like for, not as like Cora the makeup YouTube guru, but as Cora the makeup lover who is pale, this palette is simply perfect for me. I am super, super excited about it and just really over the top in love with it. And I'm also super over the top in love with this ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip. I can't get the name right. All these liquid lipsticks have so many different names, but we all know what we're talking about. A matte liquid lipstick in teeny tiny. I mean, it's so good. And I like this formula. I still think that the Jeffree Star ones are my absolute fave, but these are like top 3 for sure. So anyway, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely follow me on Snapchat and interact with me there. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those nice neat places. And I'll see you in my next video. Remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be your own kind of beautiful. See you, bye. Oh, and little bonus thing here at the end. For today's video, I used my new Rode microphone. Please let me know what you thought of the audio of today's video. Thanks for watching. See you later.